LiberalViewer presents.
So when former George W. Bush Secretary of State Colin Powell appeared on Meet the Press this weekend, he covered a range of topics including a variety of criticisms of Republicans, but perhaps the nastiest criticisms Powell had for his own party came when he talked about a dark vein of Republican intolerance in this clip.
There's also a dark vein of intolerance in some parts of the party. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is they still sort of look down on minorities. How can I evidence that? When I see a former governor say that the president is shucking and jiving, that's a racial era slave term. When I see another former governor after the president's first debate where he didn't do very well, says that the president was lazy. He didn't say he was slow, he was tired, he didn't do well. He said he was lazy. Now, it may not mean anything to most Americans, but to those of us who are African Americans, the second word is shiftless, and then there's a third word that goes along with it.
Wow, that's pretty harsh criticism of those two former Republican governors, the first of whom is the resigned governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin, whose shuck and jive attack on President Obama was pretty clearly meant to have a racial component to it. A little more subtle was the lazy comment from former Republican governor of New Hampshire, John Sununu, but the way he stuck with the word lazy, even when NBC's Andrea Mitchell called him on it, did seem suspicious, as you can see from the two clips spliced together here.
What people saw last night, I think, was a president that revealed his incompetence, how lazy and detached he is, and how he has absolutely no idea how serious the economic problems of the country are, and how he has failed to even begin to address them.
Governor, I want to give you a chance to maybe take it back. Did you really mean to call Barack Obama, the President of the United States, lazy?
Yes. I think you saw him admit it the night before when he delivered the pizzas. He said, you know, they're making me do this work. He didn't want to prepare for this debate. He's lazy and disengaged.
So even if Sununu's comment was originally innocent, which is something of a stretch for such a veteran of political spin, the way he doubled down on the word lazy when questioned certainly supports Colin Powell's argument, which is even more strongly supported by Sarah Palin's shuck and jive attack on Obama, I think, but I want to know what you think. Do the comments of former Republican governors Sarah Palin and John Sununu support Colin Powell's argument that some Republicans still sort of look down on minorities? And to be more blunt, isn't saying they look down on minorities just a softer way of calling them racists?
YouTube, you decide.